Okay, did you hear anything going off that the recording has started? Okay, I think I see something.
Yes, Miss, I hear that the
Miss.
recording has been started.
Okay, all right, so good. In my area, it will be good evening, students. Nice to see about 13 of you so far. So I'll now hand over to group 2, Zoya, and let me see if I can bring up my thing first. Zoya and Tennille. And they will take it away. Hopefully they've started with an icebreaker like group 1. So go ahead, guys. Tennille and Zoya, am I still in the room? Oh, okay, you're setting up, sorry. Students, are you seeing, I'm not hearing anything. Are you seeing group 2 presentation? Hello?
Greetings.
Seeing a slide.
Yes, Miss, the slide is up. I don't think she's saying anything as yet.
Oh, okay, all right.
Greetings and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Group 2 Jeopardy quiz game. It has been prepared by yours truly, team leader Tennille John Pierre, the world's greatest assistant leader, Zoya Lawrence, our world-renowned leaders, Dina Johnfin, David Knight, Francesca Joseph, Leminisha Scott, Monette Lane James, and Sharon Joseph. Have a lot of fun with our Jeopardy game. So the rules of Jeopardy: to start the game, click on the first Jeopardy slide and start the presentation by clicking on the menu slide from the current slide. As soon as the questions appear and the players have 30 seconds to think about it until the music ends. When one person raises his hand or shouts, he or she can answer. Answer will be phrased as questions unless it has said differently. Right after, then the player gets the amount of money and the question is worth. If he answers it wrong, the other players could try their luck. If time runs out and no one get it, no one will get any points. The person with the highest amount of money wins. Advanced version, guessing as wrong, will subtract the amount of money from the player's account. Negative values are also accurate. I will introduce my colleague, Leminisha, who will give the overview of Unit 2, followed by Dana, who will give the overview of Unit 3. Leminisha?
Okay, in the meantime, guys, while going through, ensure you mute your mic while your peer is speaking. So the only mic that should be on is the person who is actively speaking, all right?
Hi, good night, everyone. Unit 2 focuses on the topic of globalization and sustainable development. The unit was subdivided into 2 sections, namely globalization and its impact on the social, economic, and environmental systems, and global governance and its implication for sustainable development, sorry. A review was done to highlight the definitions of globalization and global governance. Additionally, the effects of globalization on the social, economic, and environmental systems were discussed, and the major consequences of the unsustainable practice in the production of goods and service on the environment were emphasis within the units. Unit 2 further shows us that the distinction between actors and instructions of global governance and the proposal recommendations for the reform on global governance were also stated.
Good night, everyone.
So Unit 3 focuses on sustainable development and climate change. Now, we would have engaged sustainable development earlier in our readings, which speaks about meeting the needs of the present without jeopardizing the needs of the future generation. Whereas climate change speaks about a shift in weather patterns and also atmospheric temperature, a shift in weather patterns such as less rainfall and drought. Now, this can be caused by atmospheric heat from natural sources such as volcanoes, and also human activities being burning of fossil fuel and deforestation. Burning of fossil fuel meaning plants and animals, they store high levels of carbon and hydrogen. So when when fossil fuel is burnt, a large amount of carbon dioxide can be released into the atmosphere, creating heat. Deforestation, because trees and plants hold carbon. And when we burn trees and plants, again, a high level can be released into the atmosphere, causing climate change. Now, due to climate change, developing nations regularly face severe weather patterns, such as floods and those type of things. However, policies have been developed to tackle climate change. These policies can entail things like carbon or energy taxes. And there have also been several gatherings by various organizations to discuss further solutions to this problem. Thank you.
All right, good night, everyone. And we are about to jump into our game of Jeopardy. If you guys have any questions, please let us know now before we begin the game. We are asking that you guys can choose a question by picking up the mic and letting us know what section, what category, and the amount of money you guys want to play for. Again, if you have questions before the game begins, please let us know because we won't be able to go back. Any questions, anyone? All right, let the games begin.
Globalization. Climate change. Fun facts. Global governance questions. Sustainable development. True or false?
All right, who would like to see select the first question and category? Bear in mind, I cannot see who is choosing questions, so my fellow team members are looking in the chat box if anyone doesn't pick up the mic, okay?
Okay, I'm gonna ask persons who want to participate in the Jeopardy, you have to pick up the mic. It just makes sense that you pick up the mic and not use the chat, okay? All right, go ahead.
I will take types of globalization for 200, please.
All right. Types of globalization. It is the integration of money markets of all countries of the world into one. For example, the stock exchange market. And anyone can answer. Any answers?
Is it economic globalization?
We will see. It is financial globalization.
So it is economic.
Financial.
It's, I think that the person can get it right because economic, financial. I'm just saying.
Okay, we can go ahead with that.
Yeah.
And remember, we reply with a question, what is? I'm really impressed. Continue, guys.
Yes, that's how person has to answer what is and give the answer.
I'll take true or false for 400, please.
Okay. True or false, Caribbean planning for adaptation to climate change is concerned with building of capacity in relation to Caribbean's ability and capacity to combat climate change, especially rise in sea level.
What is true?
All right, let's see if we're correct. And you are correct.
Great.
Congratulations.
Okay, since I answered the question, I would like to take fun facts for 800, please.
All right, let's go.
Wonderful.
Fun fact, MJ, finish the lyric. MJ and Lionel Richie, there are people dash O, and it's time to lend a dash to life.
What is there are people dying? Oh, it's time to lend a help, to lend a helping, time to lend a hand to life.
That is correct.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Look here, students, I'm enjoying this. No, please don't let me take over the questions, but I'm still in the running. So I'll take climate change for 1,000. I hope this is a double jeopardy.
You're in the lead with the money too, miss.
All right, climate change. Climate change has the ability to severely hinder developing countries as they seek to do what?
What is to grow?
All right, let us see. Any other?
Oh, wow. Okay then.
All right. So pursuit development from social, economic, and environmental standpoint, which is what is to grow. So essentially that is correct. All right, let's hop back into the game. Any other takers?
I will take
Don't be
types of
shy.
globalization for 400.
Could you say that again? I didn't hear which category and what amount for the 400?
For 400.
All right. Types of globalization. The global village has expanded to every corner of the globe with growth in smart communication.
The technological globalization.
That is correct.
Congratulations.
Yay, Lindy.
All right. Any other takers?
Types of globalization, please.
Say that again.
600 types of globalization.
Types of globalization, the existence of transnational corporations like Digicel, Shell, Google, Pepsi, and Toyota. Any suggestion, guys? Any possible answers?
Sound like economic, and but I could guess economics.
That is correct.
Congratulations.
Okay, group 2, what you can do is to give us 3 options since we're not so versed on the answers, but you guys are doing well. And the participants are doing well, nevertheless. But you can try and give us clues, like give us 3 options to choose from. Thanks.
Yes, ma'am. All right, any other takers?
800.
Okay. Types of globalization. Sorry, that question was already learned. I'm not sure why it's in there twice.
I was going to say technological.
So sorry. Did someone shift the screen? Someone. Okay, so I was trying to avoid that. Because now I can't see the questions that were already marked off.
Question that was marked off.
Okay, so far we know that the first 4 on the
200,
types of
46 was
globalization,
one.
the first 4 on the
800.
types of globalization were already done.
Yeah.
All right.
We also have global governance for, I believe that's for 400.
Yeah, true, false. For
True or
400.
false for 400 was going as well. So
And
yeah.
We
fun
also
fact
have one for
800.
800.
Fun fact for 800.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm just going to tap those questions real quick and see if we can get them blocked back off,
Okay.
and then continue with the game. And there was climate change for 1,000.
And fun fact,
And what fun fact was it?
I believe for 800. Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. And I believe I also
We're
got
back
this.
on track.
Okay, awesome. All right, go ahead and choose another question, guys. I'm so sorry about that.
Globalization 800 went to, because I think it was technological was the answer.
Okay, I will click it off. Thank you guys so much. All right, let's go ahead and you guys can pick another category.
Good night. True and false, 1,000.
All right. True or false, the ill effects of climate change on the environment will have a long-term effect on the economic viability of the Caribbean due to decreased tourism.
What is false?
All right, so I heard 2 possible
I have 2
answers. Someone-
responses. Yeah.
Yes, so let's see who's correct. And the correct solution was true.
That question was for 800 confirmed?
It was for 1,000.
I am sorry, miss, but you're negative 1,000 now.
Very funny.
I am keeping track. I hope you guys know this.
All right, any other takers?
Come on, guys,
Give me
don't
a
be
count.
shy.
True and false, 600.
All right, here we go. True or false? The Kyoto Protocol required only developed countries to reduce emissions, while the Paris Agreement recognized that climate change is a shared problem and called on all countries to set emission targets. Any guesses, anyone?
That is
Any
true.
takers?
All right, and let's see if we're correct. That is correct, player. All right, anyone else?
I'll take globalization for 1,000.
All right. Types of globalization. Different countries around the world experience the dreadful effects of global warming.
Is it environmental globalization?
Almost there, very close, in the same category.
Environmental?
Say that last answer again, I'm sorry.
Environmental globalization?
So it would run under that, and the correct answer is actually ecological globalization, but you're in the same category, so we're good on that.
So ecological is a subset of environmental. That's what you're saying, Taniel?
That is what I am saying, Zoya, yes, miss.
Okay, great.
All right, where to next, guys?
Tap up and win some money. Where's
I'll
next?
take climate change for 200.
All right. Climate change, the most recent international agreement linked to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change.
Is it the Paris Agreement?
Let us see. That is correct.
Oh, Lindy. Oh, Lindy.
Lindy has the most money right now.
He
Yes.
sure does, reigning in 2,400 coins.
Right, cash
Wow.
out? I would like it in
Sure, Lindy.
USD.
All right, who's next? Pick a category and a question.
Sustainable development for 400.
All right. Sustainable development. Who is the current Secretary General of the United Nations?
Who's Bill Gates?
That is incorrect.
It's Antonio Gutierrez.
That is correct. Antonio Gutierrez is correct.
Yeah.
All right, we're next to guys.
Just to double check,
presenters?
that was for 400, confirm?
May I
Yes,
ask the
ma'am.
presenters, what's his nationality, that Gutierrez person?
He is a mixed, he is of Spanish, well, Spain, what is his nationality? I know I read this in books. So he's Spanish, and I think he's also from Latin America. He has roots in Latin America.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, go ahead.
Brazilian.
Thank you. All right. The next person to choose a category and a question.
Sustainable development for 600.
All right, here we go. Sustainable development. What does the abbreviation GHG stand for in the term GHG emission?
Is it greenhouse gas emissions?
That is correct.
Congratulations.
Okay, please explain greenhouse gases for us presenters.
So greenhouse gas emissions speak to the amount of pollution that is exhibited into the atmosphere. So it can be from the production of oil and gas into the atmosphere. It also has to do with mining and
because when I hear greenhouse, I'm thinking about like trees, burning of trees. Oh, well, you did say coal, right?
yes,
You
miss.
have to look for keywords like greenhouse. You know, greenhouse have to do with plants, trees. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, great. Go ahead, guys. I'll take fun facts for 200.
All right, this should be interesting. Name this song.
Is it One Love?
While Gilbert. Well, Gilbert, you're gone. No, we can chat behind your back. Why Gilbert? Water come in my room. The sweep out some with the broom.
That is correct.
That is correct.
All right, any other takers?
I'll have fun facts for 400, please.
All right. List 3 blessings of globalization.
Education, health, and transportation.
Any other suggestions?
What is the internet?
That is incorrect, miss.
Serious?
Yes, miss.
Oh. Why did the screen share stop?
I don't know. I didn't touch anything.
Okay, let's go ahead and I'm going to reopen it and try to figure out what happened.
Just giving you guys an update on the money. We have Lindy at 3,000, Miss Nicole at 1,000, and Vernon at 1,000. We have tiebreakers. We need
Okay, I removed privilege from Zoya temporarily, just in case probably there's some interruption there.
Miss, I'm the one who's sharing the presentation.
You serious?
Yes, miss.
You're back. Sorry. I don't know why I have it in mind that it's Tenille.
All right.
Oh my.
It's okay. I think I've narrowed down the ones that we've already have done. I was marking them off. I was going along. So we have climate change 600 available, climate change 800 available. We have fun facts 800 available. We have global governance, the entire category available. Sustainable development, we have 800 available. True or false, we have 800 available.
So what you'll do, Zoya, is to just click on those that are available and we'll go ahead and answer. Since you know those that are available, go ahead.
All right, let's go with global governance questions for 200. The world's first climate change conference was held in which country?
What is the United Kingdom?
That is incorrect. Any other suggestions?
I'm offering some clues: Geneva, Australia, Brazil, China. Select anyone.
What is Brazil?
That again is incorrect, Miss Nicole.
But we'll
What is
assume that Mr.
Geneva?
Guterres is from Brazil. It would be from Brazil.
What
Somebody
is
just got it
Geneva?
right. Right.
That is correct. All right, and let's go to global governance questions for 400. The removal or reduction of restrictions or barriers on the free exchange of goods between nations referred to what? Say that again, I didn't hear.
Trade liberalization or tariff. Yes, it's either trade liberalization or tariff.
That is correct for trade liberalization. All right, let's go to fun facts 800. Already did that one. Let's go ahead and do fun facts 1,000. What does the acronym BPOA represent?
Where can I get them three options?
So possible selections are Brazil Program of Action, Berlin Program of Action, Belgium Program of Action, Barbados Program of Action.
Which one is it?
Barbados.
Correct. That
That's
is
right.
correct.
Okay, so what is this program of action associated with? The Barbados Program of Action. Did you guys hear my question?
Yes, miss, I heard your question. I was
Oh.
waiting for someone else to answer.
Okay.
I think it has to do with policy framework
Okay.
and conferences or something like that on the climate change.
Okay, so why is it framed in Barbados and not any other Caribbean island?
If I may, this is a policy document that was developed by Barbados comprehensively address economic, environmental change and stuff like that.
Okay, was it done for Caribbean purpose or just for Barbados?
Just for Barbados, but it can be adapted to the Caribbean, with the Caribbean.
Okay, great. So was it a committee that developed it or someone initiated it? How did it come about?
I believe it's a particular government, but I can't remember the government now.
Oh, you got cut off. We didn't hear your last part there. What was
I
that?
believe it is a particular government that initiated. But I cannot, it was in 1994 actually.
It was something that began because through the small island developing states. And from that conference, I think Barbados developed that plan, that action plan, from what I know.
That was since 1994.
And what was the purpose for that plan?
Yes.
Was to address the special challenges, I think, faced by the SDI, I think, sustainable something development goals, I think, something it was, can't recall.
Miss, it could have been to more or less pinpoint priority areas, which at that time would have been climate change, natural disasters, how you're going to manage a natural disaster, management of resources, water, and these type of things, energy, and those type of things. So it would have been to preparation of a plan, or more so to create a policy in management of these priority areas.
Okay, great. Thank you.
All right, moving along, folks. Let's go ahead and do global governance questions for 600. What period did the second World Climate Conference take place? Possible answers to this question is December 31st to February 28th, 1989, B, August 4th to September 30th, 2009, October 29th to November 7th of the year 1990, or June 1st to August 31st of the year 2000.
I'll take C.
That is correct.
Aha. Could you remind me of the year? Okay, good.
Yes, ma'am. October 29th to November 7th of the year 1990. All right, let's go to true or false for 600.
That's already. The answer was true. Yeah.
That is correct. Why did I have it not marked off? Oh, let's go back to global governance questions for 800. What is the answer to successful globalization? So possible answers could be communication, economic growth combined with equality and social peace. C, rapid transfer of technology. D, agricultural production may be affected by the increased importation of cheap food.
What is all of the above?
That is incorrect.
Serious?
Yes, miss. Any other suggestions, A, B, C, or D?
What is B?
That is correct. Economic growth combined with equality and social peace.
Thank you.
All right, let's round out for the final question in this category. The totality of laws, policies, norms, and governing bodies that define, create, and mediate cross-border interactions between states, cultures, citizens, intergovernmental and non-governmental institutions, and the market as defined by the United Nations is?
What is Homeland Security?
What is Homeland Security?
No, miss, no.
What is
I
global
don't think
governance?
so.
What is global governance?
That I believe is correct.
Thank you.
That is correct. All right, let's go ahead to climate change for 800. What are some of the detrimental effects of climate change?
Flood, drought, natural disasters, any natural disaster.
Any other suggestions? All right, let us see.
Yeah, loss of species, health issues, lack of food supply.
So you guys are all kind of in the correct category, so I will give that to you guys.
Okay, so when we say lack of species, we're talking those that I can't refer to them as indigenous, endangered.
Yes. Yes, miss. Like, let's say, for example, in the Cayman Islands, or indigenous species would range from the leatherback turtle to some green sea turtle and some snapping turtle.
Okay, and that's in Cayman, you said?
Yes, miss.
And this is of recent? This has happened of recent, or this was?
Of recent, the most one is the leatherback turtles, just because in the Cayman Islands, we have an actual turtle farm that's actually dedicated to protect all species of turtle, but in the recent years, there has been a decline of leatherback turtles. To be honest, I think the last count that they did mid last year, there was only about a possible 230 that they could account for in the Caribbean that were still alive.
Do you know what they're doing to help the situation?
So they are breeding, and they are actually implemented some policies that would prevent people from poaching them, taking them as pets. And they've also made like reservation areas where that they do what's called inbreeding. So when the leatherback turtles go to lay their eggs, they would lay in this inbreeding area, so that when the turtles are hatched and then they're born, they would come back to those rest areas to either reproduce or to just a familiar area that they won't be endangered. No one will actually trouble them because that area is just for them alone.
Okay, were they used as food at any point?
So in the Cayman Islands, the national dish of the Cayman Islands, one of the national dish is turtle stew. However, they do not use leatherback turtles. They more go for the green sea turtles. And the reason why is because the island does actually have a butchery for them, but they do it in a stance where if the turtle has some kind of defect or they're just old and they know that they're going to die of old age, they put them down and then they sell the meat that way.
Okay, great. Thanks for that.
Yes, ma'am. All right, so I think that rounds it off for most of the questions here. Did I miss any
Zoya,
questions from my team?
Zoya,
Yes, ma'am.
when you spoke about, putting down the turtles as they get old, that sound a bit like ageism, like victimization of the elderly. You put down the turtle because you think they're gonna die soon, more or less. That's what you're saying. So that's the reason behind it.
No, well, yes and no. It just depends,
Okay.
because they have them bred in such a way where they have, I want to say about 50 different areas of age, stage, and range. The current oldest turtle there is about 88 years old. That has actually lived there for a while now, since they started the program.
Yeah.
But it just depends on what's going on with the turtles, because all those turtles actually are reviewed by a medical group, and then they determine how they would separate them and if they're going to release them into natural habitat, if they have a viability for a great life, or if they are just put in a category where they don't feel that they will thrive after a certain point. That's where they would go ahead and remove them and put them
Right.
legally. Yes, ma'am.
That was just me being devil's advocate, though.
Okay, Zoya, for the game, could you double check climate change for 600?
Climate change for 600.
Yes.
All right. Explain in what ways we can engage youth in participating in climate change. Possible answers to this could be encouraging them to recycle and use reusable bags, convert forest land to agricultural land, make them aware of the impacts of our actions or non-action, and reduce plastic usage.
Okay, you said impacts of our actions or non-actions.
Yes, miss.
Towards what?
Towards the economy itself, towards the environment itself.
Yeah, okay. And the last one was what?
Reduce plastic wages. And to be honest, this answer can be a combination of answers. So let me know what you guys choose.
Only above. Besides the one with cutting down the trees to make an agriculture spot.
All right, let's check it out.
Yeah, we replanting. Encourage them to recycle.
So that is actually correct, the person who guessed that answer.
Is the answer all of the A, B, and C, or just one?
So it is A, C, and D.
Okay, so all three of them. Okay.
All right.
What
And
about
then
replanting? Well, yeah, you said other possible answers. So like replanting trees would also fall in that, right?
yes, miss, it would.
Yeah. Could you also check sustainable development for 600?
All right, let's go there. Sustainable development. What does the abbreviation?
Did that one.
We did
All
that one
right.
already.
Yeah. Could you check true and false for 800? I think that should be the last one, if we didn't do it already.
I think we did
True
that.
or false, in the Caribbean, the highest number of consecutive dry days is increasing and the number of heavy rainfall events is decreasing. All right, let us see if that is correct or not. That is correct.
So it's really vice versa.
Yes, miss, it is.
Okay, all right.
Okay, to end off the game, we have Josephine with $200, about 200 coins. We have Daphne with 1,000, Vernon with 1,800, reigning in second place with 2,000 coins. We have Miss Nicole, and holding champion position for the first go at Jeopardy for youth and sustainable development, we have Lindy with 5,600.
Congratulations, Lindy.
Congratulations. I don't want to congratulations.
Go cash your money. Go cash your money.
Cashing money takes 2 to 5, well, mostly
months,
a whole semester business days. So you can contact the team after the semester.
Lindy, please don't contact me.
All right, so we are going to move on to our units wrap up, and here we'll be taking over the wrap up of Unit 2. It will be David Knight. Go ahead, Mr. Knight.
Right, good night to all. Right, so the effect of globalization on sustainable development was highlighted in Unit 2. And it goes on to say that globalization and global governance were the two major concepts that were defined. Little and Green, 2009, defined globalization as a free movement of people, capital, goods, and services, ideas among countries. Globalization is not really a new phenomenon, since that internationalization of markets and cultures, for example, the spread of global religion has been occurring for a millennia. While global governance, according to Fredrickson and Smith, states that governance refer to a literal and inter-institutional relations in administration in the context of the decline of sovereignty, the decreased importance of traditional borders, and general institutional fragmentation. Fredrickson and Smith assert further that with more emphasis on governance, the administrative state is now less bureaucratic, less hierarchical, accountability for conducting public business is increasing about performance rather than discharging a specific policy goal within the confines of the law. We recognize that the potential and risks that globalization brought to lower developed countries and the capacity of young people to achieve survival sustainability while assessing the social, economic, and environmental pillars upon which sustainable development rests. Educational skills were emphasized since they will help young people in the future in their efforts to take advantage of employment possibilities and escape poverty. Thank you.
Okay, I like that point there. Education and skills were emphasized since they will help young people in the future in their effort to make advantage of employment possibilities and escape poverty. Okay, thank you very much. That was David. Okay, continue, guys.
In this session, the Caribbean's contribution to the larger global effort aimed at combating the threat of climate change was discussed. We understand that the Caribbean will need to adapt significant measures to lessen the effects of climate change in order to safeguard its economic backbone, which is mainly the tourism sector. The unit further examined the effects of climate change as well as the value of attempts and adaptation and migration strategies. We further acknowledge that the cost to fight climate change is great and can have severe impact on the financial stability of the region in its fight against climate change, and that the economic ramifications can be catastrophic if sustainable measures are not in place to adequately manage the implications of climate change. The United Kingdom Met Office defined climate change as a large-scale, long-term shift in the planet's weather patterns or average temperatures. Additionally, there is a strong belief shared by many scientists and others over the past 50 years regarding climate change and the effects of global warming, such as the direct result of human activities in the production and consumption of ecological resources, such as fossil fuel, increase in agriculture, and changes in land use. There are many policy frameworks discussed in the unit regards the management of climate change. Finally, the Caribbean is increasingly faced with threats from climate change. These challenges affect both the ecology and health of its populace. Climate change affects the Caribbean in various ways, such as rising sea levels, storm surge, and coastal erosion. We thank you.
And that is the end of our presentation. Does anyone have any questions for us before we go? Well, thank you for letting us present to you tonight. I hope you guys really enjoyed our Jeopardy game, and all the best to everyone tonight. And I will end our screen share now.
Okay, wonderful group 2. You guys deserve a big hand clap for that. That was well done, well done. That was refreshing just to see a game taking the place of the tutorial. And I admire that greatly. Okay, guys, so just a few questions. If you are listening keenly, when you hear environmental globalization, tell me some things that come to mind. Or some concept that's come to mind. You're welcome, Dana. Even the group 2, and when you hear environmental globalization, what are you thinking about?
Agriculture, for deforestation.
Mm-hmm. All right, what about the economic concept of it?
I think about money. So I think about the banks in our countries, and I also think about the redistribution of money in the sense of poverty and the haves in the society.
Right, tourism, those different aspects. What about, well, I guess tourism will come under social, but what about social as well? When you hear social, what do you think about?
I think about the entertainment industry, in sense of music, video, dance. Just because a lot of what we produce in our various country, normally times in the sector of media and entertainment, it actually is promoted by the youth, or whoever the popular artist is that produced that song. It's normally hyped up and based on what we are promoting is what our kids, our younger generation would hold true to. So let's say, for example, I know in Jamaica and in some other Caribbean countries, a lot of the artists, like example for Beanie Man, who says the particular song in mind, the Nuff Girl and Girl in a Bungle, and guys are supposed to have lots of girls, and a lot of young people think that it's acceptable when the older generation in society, some of them don't think that's responsible for one person to be with several different persons. And then in the sense of dance, where because this dance is created in Jamaica, a Trinidadian shouldn't do it, or a Guyanese person shouldn't do it, or that's not how it's done. And then there becomes where there's a divide because who does it better than who and whatnot.
That's true. Even at one point, there was some argument about who owns Calypso. I think there was some divide as to say Trinidad has more ownership over the development, how they globalize it in a sense, how it is where its origin, I should say. And reggae is really from Jamaica. So yeah, the Caribbean has had fights in the social hemisphere when it comes to that part of music and such. All right, there was another question. Zoya was talking about the turtle in Cayman, the yellowback turtle. What you said it was again? Grayback turtle?
It's the leatherback turtle.
Leatherback turtle. Okay. Is there anyone else who want to share? I find that other Caribbean islands would help to protect animals and such, but when it comes to Jamaicans, I'm probably wrong. Another Jamaican can correct me here, because the hummingbird is indigenous to Jamaica, and you don't really hear anything about the hummingbird. Can someone share from their country what animals are being protected? Because I feel Caribbean islands.
Yes, Miss. We have the national bird, the jaco in St. Lucia. We also have some kind of protection for the turtles that come to lay eggs on the beaches. So there's also a period during the year, I think from sometime in June, March, or sometimes March to October, where you cannot, if you cannot possess turtle or any of those other animals, just to give them time to grow and repopulate. So there are a few. We have some endemic species, the iguana, for example. If you're caught killing, one man actually had a video recording him roasting one and he was arrested. The snakes, there are a number of them that we actually have protected on the island. And we go further and have clubs in schools where we educate the students on those species that have to be protected, the endemic and the endangered species. So it's also done here in St. Lucia.
Okay, very good. Thanks, Josephine. Anyone else want to share their
fun fact about the Cayman Islands is that there is a protection for the iguanas in the Cayman Islands, specifically the blue iguanas, because they are indigenous to the Cayman Islands. And if you see them anywhere in the Cayman Islands, you cannot even touch them because it comes with a $10,000 CI fine.
Oh, wow. At one point, iguanas were eaten, was food. So it's just interesting to see what is happening now. Right now in Florida, they're having problems with iguanas. Iguanas are showing up at house steps and greeneries and all over. People are more afraid of them instead of trying to catch them. they're afraid of them. So
Those are the green iguanas, miss. Those are common assault. You kill one of those, that's no problem. But if you touch a blue iguana, especially when they're young, when you can't distinguish their features as yet, you will be heavily fined in the Cayman Islands for that.
oh, okay, all right. So you have a certain species, but there are different types of species within that species, different, what you would call it now?
Different breeds, yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Yes, different breeds that you have to protect. Now I understand. All right, anyone else want to share? I know in Jamaica, we save our beaches, our waterfalls. We try to maintain those. And I mean, these beaches and waterfalls should be open to the public. It's an inheritance like for Jamaicans, but nowadays you find them becoming private. You have to enter by paying because they will tell you that they have to maintain the area now and such. One time things were just open and persons could use. Anyone else? So I know Jamaica, we're saving our beaches and waterfalls.
Miss, if I could add, NEPA here, they listed the iguana also as endangered, as also the crocodiles. So I can't speak much about the iguanas, but I can speak to the crocodile because especially in Portmore area, they sometimes comes out on the road and stuff, but you're not allowed to harm them. You're to call the relevant authorities for them to do what they need to do.
Okay, so now they have persons in place. Here we have animals control. In the States, we have animal control where you have to call them. And usually, I know Jamaicans in past time, we do this as some hobby to catch crocodiles or alligators and torture them. So it's good to know here that there's something in place.
Yeah. Yes, miss. I can't remember exactly when, but some time ago, a man was arrested because he had harmed some crocodile close to shores because it was videoed. It was a popular video, but the detail is a bit blurred now. But I believe that is being done now.
Okay, great. Thank you, Lemisha. All right, so guys, we're discussing all of these things because you are youth activists, okay? And these are things that you have to know in order to help youth, because some of us while growing up, we didn't know certain things, and now you're in the position as social workers and youth development officers, or whatever areas you play as teachers for youth. You have to sensitize them, you have to educate them about these things so as to help with climate change and help with sustainable development. Okay, so that's why we're discussing these things. Once you know these things, you can help the young people to practice sustainable development. All right, anyone else have anything else to say? So we can wrap up. Anything else you want to say about what is happening in your country, how you think you can sensitize youth further? I like the question earlier about engaging youth in climate change, and we responded to some useful efforts. Anybody else has anything to say? Remember, group 2, you must monitor the chat and speak on behalf of persons who can't use a mic at this point.
Okay, so I just put in the group chat a fun fact in regards to the Cayman Islands. The word Cayman actually means crocodile. And another fun fact is that Jamaica and the Cayman Islands were once considered dual islands because they shared such close ties until Jamaica got emancipated or independent from the British Crown. The governor that used to govern Jamaica actually governed Jamaica and the Cayman Islands. And the pineapple on the Cayman Islands crest symbolizes their unionship with Jamaica.
Okay, that's very good. I didn't know that. So where are we now? Even though we're independent. So what kind of relationship we have now, if there's any?
They do have good relations in terms of under the crown, under the royal crown, and in regards to their, what you call it now, the National Guard, National Army, both of those forces are very intertwined. Actually, the current ambassador for Jamaica is actually a young person. I don't believe she's more than 34 at this time. But yes, the connections are still there, and a lot of Jamaicans actually reside in the Cayman Islands.
Yeah, that I know, because I have friends in the Cayman Islands, and the Commonwealth dictates, what's the word again? Trading in the sense of jobs, where it comes to job, some of the concepts I'm not remembering now, but when it comes to job exchange, we are able to, persons involved in the Commonwealth practice, I would say for now, we're able to travel to other countries under this Commonwealth and work and such, but there are certain countries who participate, but they participate for their own benefit. If another Caribbean person from the Caribbean goes to their country to as this job trade agreement, it's kind of hard. But if they come to a particular country, Caribbean country, they usually get through and are more comfortable. But there are particular countries it's very hard, even though they signed the agreement, they're not participating that much, and we can try and push the agenda so much and no more. All right, guys, I guess we can close off now. Anything else? Okay, nothing else. All right, group 2, wonderful job today. All right, I'm very impressed. I was very impressed with this, impressed with both group 1, group 2. And I like the shift that group 2 has taken. They use game. So I'm sure we learned a lot this evening of what is happening in unit 2 and unit 3 as a result of these questions and games. All right, so our next meeting, it will be with group 3, and we'll move on to unit 4, and we'll cover unit 4 and 5 there. So everyone have a pleasant good night. And remember, guys, you're learning this course to help youth. That's why it's called Youth and Sustainable Development. You're there to help the youths to understand how they can help to sustain the earth, or what roles they play. So you have to be sensitized. You have to know this information for yourself. And knowing this information, you have to read widely. We're not in the high school stage where we have to memorize things anymore. When you read, it actually sticks. Okay, especially if you're reading something of interest, and climate change, sustainable development, all of those things should be of interest to you in order to help youth, because we are the persons who are teaching them, helping them to understand. In my days, we didn't get all of this luxury. That's why certain things happen. But now things are changing. You have activists, especially when it comes to animals, trees, the environment. They are very active in these areas, and they try to impart the knowledge to others. But your role as youth officers, social workers, working with youth, young people, this is where you come in to ensure you know this information, you can impart it to the youth, so the future will be better. All right, because the truth is, if you don't know better, and our youth don't really know better, they don't know better, they're not going to practice better. All right, any questions? And then we go. No questions? All right, guys, thank you very much. And we continue to have our sessions be very engaging and exciting. I enjoyed tonight. So good night, guys, and all the best.
Good night, miss. Good night, everyone.